So this is a 12-foot Cultimulcher. The box is 14 feet, but the actual footprint of these is 12 foot. It's huge. George and I bought this at auction, and well, you might not know who George is, but if you don't know who I am, I'm Elliot, and this is Everything Elliot. Now, this is obviously a huge piece of farm equipment, and this really wouldn't run behind my tractor. You would need a 120 horsepower tractor to run this thing, maybe 100, I don't know, maybe 75, who knows, but bigger than mine. And it's also too big to pull into my food plot. Well, I'd get my food plot done in about 2 swipes. So the plan is to actually cut this down and make 6-foot wide cultipackers. We're gonna get rid of the tines that are in the center and just make cultipackers. Now, George wants one, I want one, and we're gonna end up with 2 extra, because if you don't know what a Cultimulcher is, I'll show you. So essentially you've got 1 row of cultipackers, then you've got spring harrows, and then a 2nd row of cultipackers. So we'll be able to take one off here, this will make 6 feet, that'll make 6 feet, and then back here, this will make 6 feet, and that'll make 6 feet. Everything else is gonna be scrap. We don't need it. And if you're wondering, I paid $950 for this thing. Gosh, I hope my wife doesn't watch this video. We're gonna try to get this thing unloaded with my L4701. We are gonna be punching way above my weight class. The plan is to basically get my forks up in here, and I've got dump trailer ramps here. Set the dump trailer ramps up, and I don't know, try to ride it down the dump trailer ramps. It's gonna be one heck of a ride, that is for sure. Hopefully we don't flip the tractor. I'm gonna wear my seatbelt for the first time, I think, ever, but if any scenario dictates it, it's going to be this. The way we got this on the trailer is actually 2 machines, skid steer on one side, backhoe on the other, lifted the entire thing up and backed the trailer underneath it. Obviously, I don't have that ability. My gantry crane would be perfect for this. It would be perfect for this, but it's not wide enough to back the trailer in. And the other thing I thought about is using my car lift, but then the issue becomes of how do I get this out once it's on my nice concrete floor. So we're gonna do it the dangerous way and see what happens, I guess. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick break to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, FlexiMounts. So FlexiMounts is a storage solution company. They've got all types of shelves, ones that mount to the wall, ones that mount to the ceiling, ones that go up and down, if you could see it there. So I got 2 different types of shelving from FlexiMount that I want to show you today, and the first one I didn't really use as intended. So the first one that I got is a wall-mounted 6-foot by 1 foot kind of metal grating. Well, I put that up the other day, and actually I used it as metal racking. So I kept the shelves actually off there, and I just wanted to use it as metal racking. And I purposely did that. I had planned on doing that from the moment that I got the shelves. I didn't plan on putting the wire mesh on top. That wire mesh, once you put that on there, you can, like, you know, put boxes and a Tupperware and Rubbermaid, whatever you want on there, you can store on that shelf. But I wanted metal racking, and that worked out perfect for me. The second thing that they sent me is the GL1. And the cool thing about the GL1 is it moves. It's right there. You probably can't really see it well because it is wire mesh, but it is hanging here, trust me. It's right here. It's right here. So this thing goes up and down, right? Hangs from the ceiling. It's got some bracketry up there. You guys saw me put that together. And then it's got this little handle right here that you spin that, it goes up and down. Now this is actually designed for a 9-foot ceiling, and my ceilings in here are 13'6". So it's not ideal, but it does work. Now we're just gonna pretend that, you know, this is stuff that you need to store, and just start going up with it. There it is, up and out of the way. So we got the metal racking over there, and we got the GL1 up here. So I'm gonna put links down in the description to both the GL1 and the racking that's over there. I believe there's a discount code for you guys to save a little money. And let me tell you, this is heavy duty stuff. This isn't like, you know, cheap, flimsy, gonna fall apart stuff. So make sure you give them a good look. And thanks for sponsoring today's video, FlexiMount. All right, so here's the setup. We got dump trailer ramps on each side of the tractor. We've got the pallet forks here. We've got a chain around this unit to the pallet fork so it doesn't roll backwards accidentally, although the trailer is tilting this way, so I don't think that'll happen. Basically, I'm just going to try to walk it backwards, and then, man, this is super daunting. This is a huge piece of equipment. Yeah, once I don't know. I'm hoping that the front rollers are near the ground before the back rollers want to get onto the ramps here. So I can kind of use the machine as a brake. I don't know. This is the only thing we can do is do it. So I'm going to put my seatbelt on for sure. And my ROPS is up. You know, we're trying to be as safe as possible here. Guess we'll see what happens. Seatbelt on. Low gear. Four-wheel drive. Oh, I see what's happening. I need to get up higher. One of the tines is hung up. Oh, that might help too. Just trying to get the transport wheels lined up. Don't do that. Don't go under a load. Hopefully I can try to ride it down the transport wheels. Shit's about to get western. Oh my God. Oh. All right. All right, that might not have looked like much on camera, but man, when I tell you my heart is absolutely racing right now. Oh boy. Wow. So yeah, the plan I mentioned, we gotta cut it apart. I don't even know where we're gonna begin to cut it apart, but I'm just glad it's off the trailer. This is George's trailer and he needs the trailer back this afternoon because we gotta go save one of his tractors. We gotta load his Massey onto this and go save one of his other ones. I'm sure that video will be out before this one is, but hey, you know, I do what I can. I don't really have anywhere good to store this thing that my wife won't murder me for. Behind the shop is getting kind of full with other implements that I barely ever use because I like to hoard things. So I think it's going to sit right here for right now, for today at least. So this is a 14-foot wide Cultipacker that I purchased almost 2 years ago. Yeah, those clips that you just saw were almost 2 years old. My plan with this thing was to cut it up to be a Cultipacker behind my tractor, but at 14 feet, it's too big. It's been sitting in that far corner of my property for 2 years now, and my wife's been on me about cutting it up. So today, we're gonna cut it up. We've got the Thermal Dynamics plasma cutter ready to rock and roll, and we're just gonna start biting at this thing. I'm gonna go get a helmet and some gloves on. I waited till like the coldest day of the year to do this. It's like 10 degrees outside and 20-mile-an-hour winds. So, yeah, great. Here's the plan. We're gonna cut it right there, right here, right here, right here, right here, and then again, right there, 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 there. Essentially, we got just the front roller section, just the rear roller section, and all the rest of this stuff in the middle. That's gonna be all scrap. That will save to build either like the hitch for it or however we end up attaching it. That's another video. This is just going to be cutting it up. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, we got some movement out of that one. Let's go to the other side because I'd like to just kind of attack each side and move inward and inward and inward, if that makes sense. I hope it does. It should. It should make sense. We've got what I would classify as a little bit of a fire hazard here, so I'll remove some of this stuff. Try not to light this whole thing on fire. That'd be ideal. All right, maybe we're just not gonna get a satisfying pop on this one like we did the other side. Let's move into the center. I wanna cut this as close to this as I can because we wanna save this for scrap to use. So, all right, I do know that I don't wanna do this bottom cut last, so we're gonna try to do this right now. See how that goes. All right. That was not ideal. Let's try a different technique. That ain't gonna work. I don't know if you could tell what's happening, but here, let me show you. This is double plated. Somebody put a piece of angle iron down here on the length. So on the bottom and on this side, it's double plated. So I'm cutting through like, I don't know, probably at least 5/8 of material, which is more than this machine is rated for, but it's doing it, so I'm not gonna complain about that. We've got 2 more on this one to cut, and it should go. Well, it shouldn't go because this is still connected, but this piece should go, and my hands are frozen. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the last one here, which is kind of tricky because I wanna keep this portion of it. So I need to cut back here, but then we're out into this stuff, which is pretty thick. You know what? What's stopping me from just cutting this one here and this one here? Yeah, let's do that. We'll cut this one here, this one out here, everybody's happy, and then this backside should be disconnected. I'm sure it's gonna want to hang on a little bit. We'll grab the excavator and yank on it, and then it should come off. But on this, I am going to cut on the inside because that's uphill. This is downhill. You know, where I'm standing is downhill. So if it does fall, it's gonna fall and go away from the Cultipacker, not towards it. I'm also going to put my camera a little bit further away than I'd like, but I'm trying to keep it out of the danger zone, so that's why this is going to be far away. I'm actually going to go start the excavator now so it warms up a little bit. Ooh. If it'll start. Old Faithful right here. Old Faithful. All right. In theory, this should be all pretty much cut. Let's yank on it with the excavator and see what happens. How do I get out of here now? I gotta take my gloves off. I can't really feel the controls with my gloves on. right, so this one's disconnected here. That's good. This piece has just got a little bit left on it. There we go. That's disconnected. What do we got going on here? Oh, there's a bolt running all the way through on this one. This bolt right there runs straight through the center and onto the side that I didn't cut. I was trying to, you can see how thick this material is. I mean, look at my finger. So I'm pushing this machine to the limits, that cutter that is. These are the things that really slow you down in a project. I think I might try to torch that bolt head off. Maybe. I don't know. Well, it's off of there. Not all of it, but most of it. Let's see if I can clean it up a little bit. If you're wondering, this was actually a really comfortable position. Let's yank on this thing a little more. See what happens. See if it'll go pop, pop. All right. Man, it's slippery out here. All right, I got an idea. Let me try a different angle. If I can get the tooth in here and wedge it, that might work. There it is. All right, what's it hooked on now? I see this piece of steel right here. Whoa! And people always wonder why women live longer than men. That's why right there. All right, we've got the back section done. We've got it disconnected. We're gonna get it out of our way and just set it somewhere. And we're gonna start picking at the front, just like we did the back. Sweet. All right, let's do the same thing to the front. See what happens. All right, we are on what should be the final cut right there in the center. So let's see what happens here. All right, this should mostly be apart. Let's grab a hold of it with the excavator and see what happens here. All right, I went and put my mic on so you guys could actually hear me. Yeah, that was hopefully the last cut. we're gonna see what happens here. We're probably just gonna thrash this thing around until it comes free. It's a slippery one over here. Nope. Still seems pretty solid. Tell you what though, it is pretty heavy. Alright, so it appears that this one is still connected. Alright. I don't know if you guys saw that on camera, but that moved, so that's disconnected. There it is. Oh, those are some strong hydraulic hoses. Wonder if I can get that hydraulic hose out of there. Or that cylinder off real quick. Man, I cannot impress upon you enough how cold it is outside. I don't know if I've said that before. See, I'm having trouble talking. It is frigid. Oof. Let's get this cylinder off of here. The cotter pin's frozen, so that's no good. Gonna throw this cylinder right in the scrap bin where it belongs. Oh, there goes the camera. So now that we have it in 3 pieces, right? We've got a roller section back there for my buddy George, a roller section here for me. Me and George actually split this. Although, I don't know where he is. How come he's not helping me right now? Yeah, so roller section for George, roller section for me, and then a bunch of scrap steel in the center. So we're just gonna organize everything right now. We're gonna get everything behind the shop so my wife can't see it, so she's a little happier. It was out in the back corner of my property. You'd had to look at it from the deck. I kind of agree with her, it didn't look great. So we'll do a little organization. We'll get cleaned up. Happy wife, happy life. That's where I'm at on this one. It was never the intention of building this in this video. I just wanted to get this area cleaned up. So I will be building it, and now that it's cut up, I'll probably be building it sooner than later. Just set this right here for right now. I forgot to take my ground off. All right. Oh, I just twisted the hell out of that. Oh, I like that. Perfect. All right, we just got these two little pieces to deal with. This part is the hitch that originally came off of it. And I'll probably end up using this somehow. I don't know how yet, but I use it somehow. And then we've got this little last piece out here. Let's go clean up our mess and be done with this project. You know, I've been thinking about putting together like a how to run an excavator video kind of thing. I know this isn't the right season to do it. You know, I would do it come spring or something. Show you all the controls, everything like that. And just do basic project with it. That way, maybe if you guys are ever thinking about renting an excavator or anything like that, you'd know how to do it. Check that pile out. So if that's something you'd be interested in, leave a comment below, let me know, because, you know, I want to know somebody's going to watch it. Yeah, that's all we got to clean up. Watch this. Grab this, grab the ground, grab the machine, bring it inside. Let's, pick this up, throw this in the scrap bin. Yeah. All right, guys. that's gonna be it. My wife wants to go look at new couches, so we're gonna go do that. Let me know what you think about that excavator video. And if you're wondering, that's what I used to cut that whole thing up. Worked pretty well. Disconnect that, turn that off. Yeah, I'm gonna go furniture shopping. I'm chilly. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and stay warm.